Oh man, you can't control. No, look. Last show, I just give you a little behind the scenes. Last show, real quick. Last show was a dumpster fire. Not again talked about it because what we had planned and what actually happened came. So one of the main things I just want to touch on this real quick because I remember now Little League and I talked about this in a private chat. Was that what was supposed to happen was classic versus new like we did before. But the first segment was supposed to be, I had a friend of mine come on, he was going to rip me about my horrible video quality, that you see my kitchen in the background, you see random stuff, my fiance's butt's in the air, crazy shit just happens all around me. And he's going to rip me and then praise King Black Toof as the standard. Like, he was going to be like, you can't do, you have no editing, you have no skills, you can't get things to go right, and then there's King Black Toof and all the good things. Instead, what happened was, he just ripped us both, and then kind of like misunderstood, and it just went downhill from there. My son had to get on the show. We had no microphone quality in there. It was literally 2 minutes before because Ruben was on fire. So it was people. It's one of those things. So listen, dude. If the worst thing that happens on this show is that you cut out periodically, we have won, like in the long sense. And thank you, Stretch A, for being here again. Thanks for dropping. I appreciate it.
So again, deck building. What do you want to talk about specifically deck building? Because we can talk hours or days about deck building.
Yeah, so this is like a passion of mine. Like, I love deck building. I love it, love it, love it. And so what I do is I just take a deck and I build it on a central theme. So it's very simple themes: monster nest, control generally is where I build it on, and then sorry, King Black 2 responded to that. I build a deck on a theme, right? And obviously, as we all know, I don't ever go above 25. 25 is where I stay. I am very tight in my deck construction. But I'll build a deck on a theme. I'll put whatever card goes in there around, let's say, for example, the last one I built was a monster deck with just big monsters and epidemics. So that was the theme, right? Like, I went, 8s, Fiends, Drowners, Vren Warriors, just big decks, just big creatures, and the thought process being that Epidemic would wipe them out. And then I started building around themes around that, what could help that, what could do good with that, and then I had it to like 31, right? And then I remember Baba Yaga, really good person on our Discord server, was like busting me up a little bit about me always having 30 cards. So I went ahead and I trimmed it down to 25. And then, because Lil League and I had this great conversation, fun, trash talking, which will not be the last time he and I trash talk, I promise you that. I decided to do 26, because that's now the new standard. It's the new meta, the 26 meta. But I like to build a deck just basically around a core theme, and then put that in, and then put support cards for it. And I think that there are some just, like, my favorite, I think we'll go there as the next one, my favorite faction right now is Northern Realms, of all things. It used to be Skellige for the longest time. Northern Realms is so much fun with promotion and siege and just some nasty control abilities for both. The 26 meta is not a lie, and it is for life. And fuck you. I'm playing. I'm just kidding. So what do you? It's getting real up in here.
I'm a Northern Realms guy myself, all the way. Like, I won't play any other deck unless someone specifically asks me, like, can you really play something different than Northern Realms? Then I'll play Northern Realms. First I'll ask, really, can I not try my other Northern Realms deck? And then I'll use the Square Tail deck or something, or something else that someone else made, because really it's so hard for me to play another deck after I played like 50 games of Northern Realms. It's such a different vision or game plan than actually Northern Realms, and that's what I like, because the 4 factions feel really unique. Like, for example, we're gonna compare it a lot with Hearthstone, because it's the top, one of the top card games. With the thing with Hearthstone is you have 9 different classes, but still they kind of play the same. You play your minions, you play spells, and then you damage your opponent to 0. But in Gwent you have it doesn't feel the same at all. I mean, you also play your cards, but manner. Everything does something different. Like Skellige, I think Skellige is the most interesting deck, but Northern Realms is the best faction. I'm just putting that out there. Everyone can challenge me. It's free. Just call me on Discord and we'll have a battle.
That's awesome. You know what I think is really cool? You mentioned that. That's a great point. I truly believe, and please Discord server chime in if you don't agree. Does everyone agree with me that they've done a phenomenal job of capturing the heart and soul of the factions with the cards? Like, if you're playing a monsters deck, obviously because you have monsters, that's easiest. But I mean, Scoia'tael has like that trap, ambush, agility-based thing even more than the original. Northern Realms has that feeling of fractions. Yeah, the Northern Realm faction also has more siege, noob friendly. Oh, you. All right, let me tell you something. All right, Little League. So listen. Now it's getting personal. So Ruben and I were talking about this, and we talked about this. I think if you guys, first of all, if you could find what a logo is for your show, you should accept a challenge, a friendly challenge. We'll represent Northern Realms. Ruben, what do you think about that?
I'm all of Northern Realms. Yeah.
We'll represent Northern Realms. You and Cass Hype can represent whatever other sorry factions you want to pick. And what we'll do is I'll play one of you, and the other two co-hosts will commentate, and then vice versa. So we'll have a commentator deck off. What do you say? Do you accept this friendly challenge? I'll wait while we talk more about other stuff.
All right. Shall we move on, or still talk a little bit about deck building?
I would say. Oh, see, his better half on his show is also Northern Realms. Well, he can join. He can be Northern Realms too. I don't know. Well, you're getting loud. Jesus, I feel like a freight train's about to come through again.
Sorry.
That's okay, man. You don't apologize. I'm just playing with you. Yeah, so look at what happened this morning. So we're sitting there set for the show, and he's set for the show, and he's like really low because it's my fault, not his. And then all of a sudden, we fixed it, and it sounded like my ears blew out the side of my ass. We'll figure it out.
I was eating some picnics as well. That was funny because I was just like really quiet, and then I decided to eat some picnics, and his ears exploded. So that was fun.
Yes, I heard his digestive tract. I literally heard the chips I had like my own cycle of life moment. I heard him grab the chips, eat the chips, chew every chip, and then I actually heard him swallow. And I think I also heard his lower digestive tract working. That's how fucking loud it was in my ear. But we're past that now. All right, so is there anything we want to talk more about on deck building? I don't know. It was my fault. We went all over the place. Oh, there we go. So here's Mule. Each one is very particular about a theme. Promotion, muster, weather, graveyard, traps, and agility. It all works very well together.
That's it. I couldn't say it better myself. That's just how it is. I mean, every deck has a theme, and I'm really curious what they'll do with Nilfgaard, and I can't wait. I hope they bring them out on release, but I kind of secretly hope they don't, because sick done, and then when they like announce or add Nilfgaard in there like 5 months later, then we'll have something new to play with, and which will be a lot of fun.
Yes, I cannot wait for the Nilfs. I am a very big fan of Nilfs, and so I want to see how they should be very, very dominant, and that should be pretty interesting. So just a side note, Little League has accepted for Cass Hype on a friendly talk show v talk show challenge. As soon as the game comes out, a 3 or 4 year Gwent head start on us, that's fine. We'll take it. So we'll do a cool thing where I'm just going to step out here. I'll play Little League first, and Ruben and Cass can commentate the match in a Northern Realms crushing victory. And then Ruben and Cass can play, and Little League and I will do commentary. I think that's pretty cool, no?
I think we're gonna win because we have a cool logo, you know?
What's a logo?
Ever heard of a logo? Yeah.
I don't know what a logo is.
Yeah, I love the idea. It's an amazing idea, but the thing is, we'll need cams just to see your reactions when one plays something and stuff, and then we'll have secret decks that we won't announce or we'll hide each other, and hopefully we'll win Shifu because we have to represent Gwent after dark.
Exactly. You say we're the dark side. I guess they're the light side since they have clear skies. It's just a natural.
Shifu, did I fall away again?
No, I hear you.
No.
Uh-oh. Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh yeah, no, I was hearing you. I was actually responding. No wonder you weren't responding. I was hitting the wrong button on push to talk. Yeah,
Okay.
no. I agree with 100% what you said, and we will, of course, we'll dominate because we are the dark side because we're after dark and they're clear skies. So no problem. Natural competition. Okay, so deck building worked really well. I think we'll have some fun with that. And also, any other content creators that want in, feel free. I mean, the point is, like, we're having fun with it. We want to try to get everybody out there and have some fun, build a real strong sense of community. We hate to destroy the Daybreak Boys or whatever they call themselves, but we're going to have to do it, right? Because we just out of love. It's out of love is what it's out of. And I think we might have a problem, though. If Little League and I are talking, the mute sensor's got to go crazy because there's going to be some beeps and shit and everything. We'll go crazy on that one. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So I think we'll move on to the next part of our podcast, I guess, which is pricing. The price, how they should, or in our opinion, should price the game, or the packs rather, the cards. Should be able to buy or craft single cards. If you should, or how much they should cost. How much cards should be in a pack. How should you open the packs, or how many cards could you choose from, because they have a special system which I'll talk about in more in depth later. But first, Shifu, your thoughts. I want to hear them.
Pricing, I'd be very surprised if it wasn't exactly like Hearthstone. I think it's going to be 100 gold or whatever the units of currency is going to be for a pack by grinding, or it's going to be $1.99 a pack. I think it's pretty much the same on Elder Scrolls Legends. I think it's pretty much the same monetary system as Hearthstone. I think that's kind of what the pricing is going to be.
Well, the thing is, Blizzard is the opposite of CD Projekt Red, because CD Projekt Red is a fair company. They never betray their customers, and Blizzard is the money hoarding bitch, because holy shit, they ask so much money. They literally are the most expensive company to date, in my opinion. Well, except for EA with their Battlefield right now and Battlefront, but that's an exception. Blizzard is so expensive. For Hearthstone, is in my opinion one of the most expensive games that if you want to play on a good level, or if you want to play on a higher level with multiple decks, of course. Yeah, I think they might do the same system. You will get a lot more, in my opinion, information about how packs will open, because on the panel, the Gwent East, the PAX East panel, they actually explained how they would open packs, and it's basically like this: if you open a pack, you have like 5 cards, and you have a rare one, or one rare or a higher quality, and there will be 3 cards. That's the rare or higher quality card, and you will have an option between the three cards that are rare or higher quality, and you'll be able to choose the best card, so you don't get like 2 double legendaries or something. And that way you can actually spread out the risk of having doubles and actually completing your collection faster, or on a more safe level. And then you'll just get 4 random cards that are a random rarity, but mostly common. So what do you think about that style of opening packs?
That to me is phenomenal. I think that I loved it when they announced that. I was like, that is just the awesome way to go. And I think that Mule actually has a breakdown of scraps he's going to link. He's looking into it, so we might have some more information on pricing here in a second. But I agree. I think that, Round of Gwent, another great comment, said, agreed, I don't think Hearthstone is a model to copy. CDPR should strive to be better than Blizzard IMO. And just again, on a side note, if you haven't already, go to www.aroundofgwent.com. This man makes some of the greatest articles, in-depth statistical analysis I've ever had the pleasure to read. He's very insightful, very intelligent, and has just great things to say. So if you haven't gone to it, aroundofgwent.com, You should really check it out. It's a great read and it's some good stuff. But no, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know how much things are going to cost. I don't know how. I'm not the person to ask though, because I'm actually just a mark. Because I'm more concerned with I want different card backs. Like Blizzard, I hate Hearthstone, but they have some great ideas. Like I like the card backs. I like to have a cool monster themed card back. I'm just an idiot, man. I like all that crazy stuff. Like I hope they have some of that stuff. But CDPR I agree with you. CDPR is just better than Blizzard because they actually, I think, really care about their customers as opposed to Blizzard, which it just cares about the bottom line and dollars. That being said, I would like some of the things that Blizzard does in Hearthstone, not gameplay, but the other stuff like the Legends. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, no. So I don't know. I hope Mule can link that stuff and see what's coming. But I don't know. I think that they're going to do a good job with it, whatever they decide. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I was talking so much. What do you think about the single-player adventure? I am so excited about that, but I am also upset those cards can't be used. I would like at least some of them to be used in the multiplayer. What do you think?
Well, to me, that's the most important thing, actually, from a free-to-play game, that everyone has a chance to actually get the cards and every card that they want. So the gameplay is fair, because if you can get cards, because single-player adventures will be paid, they will have to be paid for, and if you could get cards from those adventures, so the same, I think we'll get enough gameplay, because they say it would take about 10 hours for them to complete, and I think they'll have around the same price system, like $20 for an adventure. If they have lower, then amazing. But Hearthstone doesn't come even close to that amount of time of gameplay. They just make the illusion of splitting it up in weeks. But I think if you would be able to get cards from adventures or from single player campaigns or premium cards and not actual gameplay cards. I don't know which ones you meant. I think you meant which cards do you mean that you cannot have in the thing? Because they also confirmed that there would be cards like in the Adventures of Hearthstone that are just unplayable in multiplayer because they are unbalanced or broken. But in a single player adventure, just like in the old Gwent, it works. So, yep. Which cards did you actually mean?
That's a good. And Mahakman had a great comment. Now, see, I think I'm in the minority. Okay, you had a great point. He said the fact that Mahakman, another, by the way, one of the backbones of our Gwent Discord server, just a great guy, always wants to help, and a great guy for TTS as well. The fact that it won't be used in multiplayer really gives them a lot more freedom to do what they want with single player. Yeah, it sucks, but it makes a lot of sense to me, and I can see that. So here's the deal. One of the reasons why I wanted to do a content review and add it to our show, a lore review, is because what separates The Witcher for me from Hearthstone and Blizzard has a lot of lore, but I think Witcher has better lore and better characters and more development. I think it's just better. So I agree with that. I would gladly pay $20 for the content we're going to get. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. The story's going to be great. But at the same time, after that's done, I kind of want to have something that I can say, hey, I got this and want to put it in my deck. And some of the ones will be overpowered, sure, but I would like to have at least some cards, at least one or two per faction, or for one or two cards for that faction that the story's based off of, to put and enrich in my deck. And so I'm probably in the minority, but I just don't like having cards I can't use more than just one time on a story.
Yeah, I completely understand your viewpoint, though, that it's a little unfair, but here's Mew with this thing, but one last point. I hope the thing they give you from Adventures, because we paid as well, that they give you some premium cards for heroes, for example. Just some cards that are actually just like, you can get them from packs, those premium cards, but they are just like something you can get if you buy the adventure or if you complete the, if you do that mission in adventure. Just if I would get premium cards from a happy man already. But to look at this crafting rate, why don't you talk about this, Shifu? I'll give this to you.
It looks to me exactly like Hearthstone. I think I could be wrong. Now, y'all, please. I think 1600 dust or scraps is what it is for legendary, and 800, 400. That seems very. I don't know what mill means though.
I think the mill is when you uncraft it. You know,
Oh,
when you
okay. Yeah.
break it and get the dust for it.
Well, if that's the case, the disenchanting or the uncrafting for the legendary cards is really good, because I think you get basically a 25% back in Hearthstone, so you get 400 back. I think. If I'm not mistaken. No, I think that's about right.
Legendary crafts here are also 1/4, which is really unfair, and it just sucks when you get finally that legendary, and then you have a double, and you have a 1/4 of a card, which sucks balls in Hearthstone. It's just, I mean, King Blacktooth here says I'm happy with those numbers, but I think you're a little too forgiving. I mean, this is Hearthstone numbers we're talking about, and Hearthstone doesn't do a good job at all for new players. If Gwent maybe this might be good for Gwent in the first year, but when they add cards and more and more and more, I don't think this will hold up. I mean, it will be the same problem that Hearthstone has. New players will just have a mountain to climb, and experienced players will own them like easy pie. It's Well, I'm not that happy with those numbers. I really hope they change, but that's what Vita is for. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that is just exactly Hearthstone. I think I can't think of its. One of the things I think that got me with Hearthstone is I spent some money on playing Hearthstone, and then I disenchant cards, and even in Elder Scrolls Legends, I disenchant cards, and then it takes so much to get them back. Like, I've just made a commitment to myself to never disenchant anything, and just try to go the whole set and just wait patiently to find the card I need. Because once you disenchant cards, it's a horrible road. It's almost like you become, like a crack addict on the street, like trying to break down that last card to get that one piece for the set, and then you end up screwing your whole collection up. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. I'm not happy with that. It's just Hearthstone.
Yeah, don't really like that, but that's again beta for. If everyone cries, this is too expensive. This is like Hearthstone. You're kind of betraying your customers here, or making them feel bad. The King Blacktooth is really defending here their values, but still, you're a customer. They shouldn't treat you bad. You're a customer. You're the king, literally, King Blacktooth. You should be. I mean, you should be handled like someone who actually. I mean, because you will pay, and this is. I mean, it is not exactly like Hearthstone. Okay, it's not 1,600 to craft a premium legendary. It's only 800, which is a lot less. Still, it's 1/4 that you get. If you disenchant a legendary, you get 400 dust. Here, you get 200, which is also and also you can have multiple legendaries, right? I mean, you need multiple legendaries in most cases, and a lot of cards that I have seen are legendary or a really kind of a high rank card.
Yeah, I just want to touch on something Little League said. Agrees that you should get something, just to go back to that single player talk. I agree that you and think you should get something from campaign that you could use in PvP. I mean, people want to cry play to win after you had to play a 10-hour campaign. I agree with that. There's my son, by the way. He's here. I totally agree with that pay to win stuff, man. Look, I don't buy into that. You can. How about this? At least if you don't get cards from buying the campaign, then give us the premium versions of some of the cards in that set, and something that I can use competitively. There's my son again. And yeah, so I don't know. I agree with what you're saying. You're the customer. I don't think they're gonna change that though. It's okay, I guess. I don't know. It's very bad for me not to have a firm opinion on it, but I'm not too sure. I'm more concerned with I want to have more cards.
So, as a conclusion to the pricing system, we can kind of say beta is on its way, and the people will react to what their pricing is. And if it's Hearthstone-like, people will yell. This is like Hearthstone. And I don't think CDPR wants to be compared with Hearthstone, because a lot of people that play Hearthstone, that kind of want to get into it now, they know how much they need to pay, or how much cards they need, or how much they are behind. They feel it when they're playing Hearthstone, and they just quit after a few things. So they do not want to be compared to Hearthstone. So if you want to do anything to convince them, just say it's like Hearthstone, the pricing system, and I think they'll turn back and actually think real hard about it again, and give you maybe another way to get cards or stuff like that. But I think it's time to move on again to a little more, a bigger, well, not actually that big, but still important ranking system. The ranking, how do you rank up? Is it going to be like Hearthstone? Is it going to be like Feria? Is it going to be like Elder Scrolls Online, which I do not know actually how the ranking system works. So how would you like actually chat be ranked, or would you like to have diamond? Would you like to have those leagues that you're in, and always have that kind of trash talking from your bronze, or would you like Elo and Elo Hell, which also always comes with it? I know, Shifu, what do you want?
Yes, thank you. I actually have a big opinion on this one. I just wanted to sum up that last part. I think King Black Tooth had probably he's I know I talked about him before, the gold standard, I think. But I think the main point, which we're not sure of, that could affect the crafting scrap system is that we don't know how generous they're with giving it out compared to Hearthstone. If they're more generous, then those numbers aren't bad. Now, in that light, I totally 100% agree. I think you're right. I understand. If they are more generous with the content, then those numbers don't look so bad, just to end that. And of course, Ruben, if you want to come back with something like that. But on ranking, this is scary, man. Not even Halloween. You made an impact with your mask. The ranking system is very important to me. I think that's the key, along with being able to spectate. It's one of the huge things in a game. I want to be able to spectate and then, talk about different games, things like that. But ranking is huge. And I think for me, and everybody please, chime in, like Ruben said, for me, the best ranking system that I've had a chance to play is the Elder Scrolls Legends. I like the fact that you couldn't lose a hard-earned rank that you won. If you got to rank, so in other words, when you got to rank 5, you would still kind of win. You had it was like a, what do you call it, an astrological sign, or not astrological sign, yeah. And so you had to move up like 5 wins to get out of that rank. But if you were at the bottom star of that sign, and you lost, you go into a subsection of that rank. So if you were at rank 5, you go into I think it was called the snake, and you had 2 little stars in there that you had to get out of and win to get back into 5, to get out of 5 to go to 4. If you lost, you go into the snake of 4, and so on. I think that was a phenomenal way of doing it. It took a lot of the pressure off of Hearthstone. I've had times where I got all the way to rank 2 and was rolling, kicking butt, and then all of a sudden I'd lose enough to go all the way back down to rank 11. It was that big of a, and I wanted to literally start drinking, stop drinking, so I could go into withdrawals, to drink some more, to get out of that crippling depression that I was in, because I was just, oh my God, it's just so depressing. But the Elder Scrolls Legend to me is the best, and I just love it. You can't lose a rank you earn, but you can fall into a pit where you have to earn your way out of that rank. I like that.
That's actually hilarious, because I totally know the feeling about a losing streak of 10 games, and you can totally have it. And when it's against a cancer deck that you fucking hate and that requires no skill, it's even more terrible. It's just so frustrating. But yeah, I think the ranking system, I don't really know it specifically, but you kind of explain it. You get to in kind of a some sort of system that decides if you, a kind of redemption system. That you not totally lose your rank. And that's actually kind of a good idea. I hope they give their own spin at it, at the rank system that has something unique, because I think they're able to make something good. Maybe show the card game scene a better ranking system or something. But that's one of the hardest things, actually, a ranking system, because again, it needs to be good. Otherwise, people will feel really bad and pressured and nervous. And if you're nervous to play a game which should be relaxing, that's not really a good sign, because you'll easily say, not now, or I'll postpone it a little bit. So I hope they really do something that makes the nerves less of playing the actual game on a higher rank. for example, if you're really close to that ultimate rank, that you're not like really stressing with every game and you're like or raging when you lose or something, that you still have a chance. That's important.
Yes, that's huge. I mean, it is huge. It seems like a minor thing, and I know there'll be people in here. There are a lot of really, really great players in here, and a lot of people played the Elder Scrolls Legends and got to the Legend ranks. And what was so great is, yes, that makes it easier to get to Legend in the Elder Scrolls Legend than it did in Hearthstone, because you can't fall precipitously, but you still have to earn it. And then when you get to Legend, you have all these different tiers of Legend to climb up through, and that was where you could drop. It was like, if you get good enough to get to Legend, you should be proud of yourself, but now can you get to the best of the best? And I think that's better. It rewards more people for sticking with the game, as opposed to, like, there's some days where I get to rank 3 and I'd be like, I don't know if I want to play today because I don't want to lose that 1 star in rank 3 and feel bad about myself from going to rank 3 to rank 4. And so I didn't play the game because it was just too much stress. And I don't need stress. Like you said, it's perfect. It's a game. Like, it shouldn't feel like, I don't know, the game's not making you feel that way. It's your internal stuff. But I shouldn't feel like, oh God, I'm going to lose my star into rank 3 and drop down to rank 4. It makes me less of a human. But it weighs on you.
That's exactly. I think we found a fair ground here, or both a pretty good opinion, and we can move on to the next topic, which was a really. This one was good, the ranking. So now I think this is the most fun topic, in my opinion. Our card highlights, the actual cards we like most, or rather, one of our favorite cards from the closed beta. There are a lot of cool cards, so it was a really difficult decision to make. But yeah, which one do you want to start, Shifu?
Well, I'm going to be selfish here. I think we both had 2, right? Mine were, well, we agreed on some of them actually, but mine was Reinforcement and Reaver Scout. That is absolutely one of my favorite combos ever. Like, Reinforcement by itself is a great card, and if played with Redanian Elite, it's phenomenal because you can get the Redanian Elite combo off, and it's yay, it's good. But if you put a deck around the different buffs that Northern Realms gets, and you reinforce the Reaver Scout, then you are literally playing 4 cards in one turn, and you are getting massive value. And you can just play it and buff up. You have a Reaver Scout on the board, and the Reaver you reinforce. You search for the other 2 Reaver Scouts. Then you use the Reaver Scout to play, and you find a Blue Stripes Commando. Then it comes out, and then you use the other Reaver Scout because you've reinforced him. Comes out, and you play the other Blue Stripe Commando, or you play a Redanian Elite, or wherever you want to go. It's just as nasty. Just the board fills up with goodness on your side and anguish on the other side. So for me, those are the 2. Those are the 2 most powerful. Those are the combos that are the best, right? I love those 2 cards.
I totally agree. Actually, I loved the previous Reaver Scout because some people didn't like it that much because it was too random. But if you built your deck the right way, you could almost always have something good from Reaver Scout. It was just like play the top deck from your deck. The top card from your deck, and it was almost always good if you actually knew what was in your deck. Like, I knew those cards were still in my deck, so I was going to wait because I mostly pulled my whole deck with Reaver Scouts also helped with this, but I waited a long time until I know it's totally safe now. I will get that card or that card or that card, but not one of my combo pieces that will screw up everything and that will just waste like another card. So I really love the change of the. I loved the previous Reaver Scout, but this one is almost as good as again. It's a little more toned down. It's less random, but holy shit, filling up the board with goodness was the perfect phrase for the Reaver Scout. This should be the flavor text of the Reaver Scout, actually, filling up the board with goodness. And reinforcements is again just. This was the card like that you would never think would go into Northern Realms, because this is the craziest faction that can actually. Reinforcement is the craziest for Northern Realms, which is and it's crazy that they actually got this card because so many things open up, and This is a reinforcement. Holy shit! This is a crazy card. Damn, this will be strong. I think you don't play this in. You almost play this in every deck, right?
Yes, I do. Real quick, I hate to do this. I fell asleep at the wheel on the message board. Somehow it got stuck, and we missed like a lot of comments on ranking. And so, you mind if I go back and touch on a little bit, a couple of them?
Go ahead.
I'm so
There's
sorry.
Some great comments.
Yeah, I fell asleep, man. Okay. So Little League played TSL, I believe, to a high legend rank or high rank or one of the better players in that card game, and so where I think TSL got it wrong is allowing no D-ranking. I think that they allow D-ranking from, say, rank 1 back to 3, but no further back than 3. So no D-ranking for ranks, say, 12 to 3, but between ranks 3 and Legend, allowing D-ranking. I feel like you're hitting Legendary meant something. It's a good point. That's very solid. Mule counters with or adds on. I've never played TSL, but how is it different from losing rank? Is it just an ego thing that your number doesn't go up? I think it's silly to some extent. But that's the ranking system. I agree with Ruben. It really needs to be very forgiving to players. Now, that's interesting because I think it is an ego thing. I think totally an ego thing, and I think it just matters to a few of us that just, I don't know, that you want to feel like you're good, and for some reason that metric of that little number from going from 3 to 4, because you put your, I don't know, it's just me. If I put my everything into a deck, and I really think about it, and it's like, in some way, it's a manifestation of your mind, I guess. So you're putting it against other people. And so when you win, you feel good. Now, that's probably bad on my part. But when you lose, and you lose to a deck that, let's just say, for example, I'm just throwing one out there, Aggro Shaman, that doesn't take a lot of mental, acuity to run, it frustrates you because they didn't beat you. They just played a deck that's real simple, and that deck beats you. And anyway, that's just me. Personal, got off train of thought. But then King Black Toof adds, that just sounds like it moves the goalpost to me. Getting to Legend doesn't sound as big of a deal in ESL. That's a good point. I think that was really the main. Oh, here we go. And then Little League sums it up. Forgiving, yes, but make a little bit of an achievement. There's middle ground to be found. Hearthstone, too much grind. TSL, no grind. There's a middle ground to be had. I think that's a really good sum up there. And I'm sorry I keep on. I missed like 25 new messages. I'm trying to catch up here. Yes, my daughter was trying to eat me. Reaver Medic plus reinforcements, phenomenal. D-ranking. Don't give out your deck ideas too much. Save it till after the match. Floated between top 50 to 30. Okay, so I'm like way behind. You are a father, nice. Yes, I have 2 kids. Both of them try to eat me. That's not good. The point is that Reaver targets a bronze card. Now you have 2 of those bronze cards. The next 2 Reavers need 2 different targets, so you need 2 bronze cards plus the Reaver. Which, yeah, exactly. So what I was saying is you build a deck around it, so you have Blue Stripe Commando, and you have that one Siege support, Kavani Siege support, for example, or you have something else that buffs, and you just keep on playing buffs. It's a nasty combo. I think that, I'm sorry about this, Ruben. Do you want to read some of these, man? I'm sorry. I don't want to hog it, but there's so many comments that I'm so far behind. You good?
I can do some. I think Chess made a good point here. I think the ranking system in the Elder Scrolls Legends is really good because D-ranking first states played and the real games begin at the Legend ranks. So it isn't hard to get at Legend, but the real games only start there. That's actually a good point because maybe the most, I actually agree the best system would be between rank 3 and 1. You should be able to D-rank, but this is also a good point because the casual players will then feel like, well, actually no, because Legend won't mean anything if everyone hits it. So actually that's maybe not a good idea because Legend and Hearthstone, holy shit, if you hit that, if you see someone with that card back, it's a big deal. And it's just like, it means something to hit Legend. You're pretty good or you're pretty dedicated to your gameplay. So not being able to D-rank actually makes it too easy. I mean, going from rank 25 to 20, which is on its own really easy, but still, that's like the area where you're so safe in Hearthstone. I mean, you don't even care in Hearthstone, and from those ranks, you really care actually about your wins. So not D-ranking, I don't think is the option. Maybe for a certain period, but I think they can do more. I think they can do more original things. Why not scrap the ranks then and have an MMR system? Well, that's actually a good point. Then, yeah. Did the card Shifu?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I know that can't think of one. I mean, Magic. I think Magic had something where you had a point system, and then you would get points based off tournaments you played in. And then, I played back when it was way back in the day, like 20 years ago. You'd fill out a card, and you have so many points attributed to your name, and then you'd rank up that way, and then you'd be eligible if you had so many points to get into a local tournament on the city level. But that was way back. I'm not sure if any online game does that way.
Mm-hmm. So actually, also Cass said here, worth to mention, if you hit Legend in the Elder Scrolls Legends, you will be rewarded. So actually, that's the thing that Hearthstone doesn't do really well. If you get up, now they kind of do it with a chest, but every month it just doesn't feel that good. So if you hit certain ranks or certain milestones in the rank, you should be rewarded because you've put a lot of time into grinding or playing a lot of games to getting there. You should be rewarded on a decent base. I mean, on a good basis. So a lot of comments here. Even Legend at Hearthstone doesn't really impress me. It's just saying that person played a lot of games. Sometimes not. You're playing against an opponent that's pretty serious or pretty, good. But if they actually reach that with mid-range shaman like now, it doesn't mean that much. That's true. Same 3 cards with rank 1 in the Elder Scrolls Legends. Yeah, that's so actually rewarding players for getting there. It's a really good system. And as Mule, what Mule says here, an MMR system is so difficult. People can get really frustrated as well with that. And developing it for the developers themselves is so hard. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work. So yeah, you take some of these comments because they are coming in hot. Shifu.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's great. This was the vision, right? Like everybody just being a part of an audience, just community. It's going really well, and we kind of lost the track. It kind of touched on it, but now we're kind of on the rank, which I knew was going to be hot. I knew it was going to be a hot topic. I think the card back is good. You get to rank 20. Anytime any company gives you stuff for free, however minor or little it is, it's big. And CDPR is a master of giving stuff for free. So if we don't think that they're going to give us stuff for just being a part of the game, even probably logging in, I think I'd be very shocked by that.
Yeah, exactly. They will give stuff. They will make the player feel like they get a lot for just playing the game. I'm 100% sure of that. 100. So yeah. So there's some more talk about the ranks. You wanna take? You wanna head on with the 2 other cards? My favorite cards.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I had just changed the tab over. So you had for your 2 cards Priscilla and Ragnarug, I believe. Ragnarug. So why don't you go ahead and take it?
Yeah, I'll start with Ragnarok because that might be a really weird choice. But this card, holy shit, it should be so much fun to play. This changes the whole game immensely, and just one card changes the whole game. Just play Frost, Fog, and Rain. Imagine so much stuff is just different, and this is also in a combo with the cards that buff minions when they are actually under their standard value. So you can also just play this card in a legit deck, but still this is like one of these fun cards that's like hey, I'll just throw this down here and boom, you figured it out because the whole game just got changed. It's a different game we're playing now. It's and that's just one thing I love about this card because come on, it's a great card. Don't you? What do you think about this card?
I'll be honest, I was shocked when you picked it. I was actually kind of shocked because I had never really thought. I saw it and I liked it, but I didn't have the same level of buy-in you did with it. But hearing you explain it and kind of looking at it, first I misread it. I thought it said create and play either a Frost, Fog, or Rain, even though it doesn't say anything like that. So now I see what you do. You basically blanket the board and just crush the board with stuff. That's interesting. So what kind of deck would you see that in Northern Realms only? I see. What kind of deck would you see that? How would you combo that? What combo pieces would you see with that?
Oh, that's a good question. I literally have no idea. I would have to research and deck build a lot more than I have now. I just recently got into it, into all the cards of closed beta. This one just stood out for me because it was like one of those cards just one of those fun cards that seem unplayable. Like Hearthstone has a lot of those fun cards that seem unplayable because it's too slow. But you don't have that in Gwent. Nothing is too slow. So that's one of the good things. And you can play these fun cards and it might actually work. But this, I mean, I didn't have this in mind like, I'm going to make this with this deck and do that. But this just seemed like a fun card. And the fact that you can actually play this legit because it's not too slow or anything, you don't have that limit that Hearthstone has, makes the card one of my favorite cards that I just wanted to highlight, especially here on stream, so that other people could also like see what a great card. I mean, it might not be a great card even, but still, it's a fun card, and fun cards I always encourage them.
You're right, King Black Toof corrected me. It is a neutral card. It's funny you brought that card up, and again, I didn't see it at first, right? And then you have literally the first two comments in our audience. Mule, that card is so bad. It's countered by a single bronze card, right? But then right after that, Mahakaman comes with it does completely change the rules of the game, like Ruben says. Sure, Clear Skies counters it, but you make them have it. So right there, your first card brings in immediately two counterpoints to it. I think is interesting. And you're right. One of the things I like what you said was that you never know what card appears kind of weak and then ends up being like game changer. So it's interesting. You got a good discussion going.
I love this chat. I love this input of all the guys, and thanks again for actually being so active, guys.
Yes.
You could also just be here like for just being here and actually just like I'm gonna listen, but I'm gonna do something else in the meantime. But you guys are actually actively discussing and talking and listening, which is amazing. Thanks so much, guys. So people are. Stamford Tremor. I have to look up that card actually.
It does 2 damage to a row.
Oh my god. Oh, see these combos. See, this card could be great, man. It could be the next big thing. But that's the thing about Gwent. That's why this card stood out to me. I mean, there's a lot of cool cards, a lot of really interesting cards, but this one is just a fun card that stood out, and I just wanted people to see why it was actually why it could be played or why it could be a really fun card. But to move on to the next card is Priscilla, and yeah, this one should be so obvious why it's so much fun. Play 2 random cards from your deck. Holy shit, that's so huge, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, would you play this in a deck just for fun?
Oh my god, yeah. Matter of fact, it's in that Reaver Scout deck. You know, just imagine if you pull a Reaver Scout.
That's so dirty.
And a lot of times, actually, not to cut you out, I know you're going to talk about this. I love that pick. I love that pick. I've played Priscilla 7 times, because if I keep track, I write down crazy stats. I know I'm stupid, but I played her 7 times to see what I got. And 4 times, I got a decoy, which I then used to get her back to my hand to play her again.
Oh, well, that's, oh my god, I just can, I'm trying to imagine 10 more days, 10 more days, man. Oh, I'll put so much money in the game, Jesus, too much. This gets me so excited again, hearing all these things, not being disappointed by some changes actually, and having hope again for the game after some time. This just makes me so happy. I mean, doing this stuff again. Yeah, that's. I mean, there are probably some more combos out there for Priscilla, for Ragnarok, for Reinforcement or Reaper Scout that we probably don't know yet, and we'll have to play test that in 10 days. Amazing. I mean, I'll have so much fun.
Well, I just found out I have been playing Stamford Tremors wrong, which makes me excited because I've been underutilizing how awesome it was. My son and I play it all the time. He hates that card. He'll hate it even more. Tony, this is for you, by the way. Stamford Tremor does -2 strength to the entire side of the board. So you play that with Ragnarok, it's a board wipe. It's basically a Hand of God combo. 9 goals only, of course. So that's interesting. That sucked. Oh, now Mule said this earlier. Remember, guys, Priscilla can only play units. So the actual the decoy wouldn't work, although I've been using it for decoy. But still, just getting a Reaver Scout with Priscilla is just a nasty combo.
Oh, there's going to be so much nasty combos with Priscilla. I think she might get enough because this is the fact that it's random though, but still random means nothing, because if you build your deck right, if you build your deck so right that all your cards in your deck will bring value if you bring them out, which I'm sure people will do. Even I could do it. I think. Then Priscilla is one of the strongest cards in the game almost. My special box, it's filled with cash right now, and it's gonna be spent all fully on Gwent cards, which will be amazing. So yeah. That wraps up the card spotlights or highlights or favorite cards. I think we'll do some of these every week, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, or the same amount. But there's still a lot of cards left, so we'll have time. So next topic, last topic, maybe.
Yes, this is last topic. I think we've probably. It's been a great show. I feel like it's been flowing really well. You've done awesome, Ruben. I'm so glad you're part of this show. Your presence alone has made this show infinitely better. Great comments, and it's a pleasure to be your partner. So the wrap-up and challenge, basically, we're going to wrap up. We kind of did the challenge. We're going to kind of have fun with the clear skies, guys. Yeah. Anyway, clear skies, guys. We're going to have fun with that challenge. We issued it earlier. But so wrap up. So Ruben, I'll let you go first. Why don't you wrap up the show? Anything you want to say? Whatever.
Firstly, I wanted to thank you for making this actually possible, because you did the whole setup. Unfortunately, the mic didn't really work as intended, but we got a nice and quick fix by you. So thanks because it's always nice talking. When we meet up an hour beforehand, we were already beginning to talk like we were on the podcast, and I had to interrupt, like, whoa, let's hold this for the podcast because this is golden. And just things like it's just nice chatting with you. So, and secondly, I want to thank everyone that's been following and really communicating with us and interacting. That's really, because it could be an empty chat and we could be talking to almost nobody, but instead you guys were here, and I really, really appreciate that. That's one of the best things that can make my day right now. So thanks for that, guys. And yeah, also thanks to your wife for reading out some of that, or summarizing some of the stories. Really nice idea. So I'm sure next time it will be even better. The whole podcast actually, because I think we learned a lot from this podcast. Now that it's actually done a little. I mean, with us too. I think we learned a lot, and with the chat as well. And next time it will be even better on a technical standpoint and on a podcast viewpoint. So you go ahead, Shifu.
Thank you, sir. I agree. I appreciate everything you said, and I really, again, it's just so great to have you as part of the show. I think we're starting to take our stride, and if you look at the show from episode 1 to now, huge difference in the show. So I think we're good. I just want to give some shout outs to community members. Thank you again, everybody, for participating. Like Ruben said, man, it means a lot. We're really active, making great comments. Mirror Cats, thank you for joining us. Mule, just run down the list. Mahakman, Little League, great show. Clear Skies. Listopat, thank you so much. I probably mispronounced your name. Of course, the mighty King Black Toof made an appearance. Really appreciate that. Mirror Cats, saying a bunch, but Stretch A came earlier. Everybody, Chesshaha, Cast Hype, everybody. Listen, if you don't know, a round of Gwent, there's some great people making some great content, and I'm going to pump everybody up here. Chesshaha said, thank you, man, much love to you, sir, seriously. A round of Gwent, Commander's Horn, King Black Tooth, Clear Skies. I'm going to put links to all these other great creators in the YouTube video when I do it, because I want to pump everybody up. Also, we are taking any challenges. I might as well do this, right? Anybody, when the game comes out, 10 days, amazing. Anyway, when the game comes out, we'll play online on our stream, on your stream, have us over to your chat, we'll go over to your, wherever you want to do it, get everybody involved, let's build this community even more than it is. It's my honor to do this with Ruben. I thank my wife for being on it. It was a pretty cool little thing. So, man, y'all have a great day. Little League, you suck. Anyway, y'all have a great day, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.
Bye, guys. 10 days. Yeah. See you guys.
Alright, I'm gonna do this cool pull down of the screen. Cover my ugly face up. Bye.
Is it over?
No. Now we're talking behind the curtain. There's like a delay where I don't know when to hit the stop streaming button, so make sure we get all that.